partners earn. Step 2. Create content. Use Google Trends to find a hot topic and write a post about it. Add your smart link to this post. Step 3. Share your content. Publish a link to the post on your Facebook or create a reel about it. Users will go to your blog, click on the smart link, and you will earn. And this is just one of plenty of ways to use our smart link. Subscribe to our channel to learn more and earn with MoneyTag Smart Link.
Kama ulivyosema ni kuwa nyoka akiingia kwako ni kupambana naye, na wakati unapambana naye hakikisha umemgonga kichwa, kwa kuwa ukimgonga mkia utakuwa umempandisha hasira na bila shaka hawezi kutulia mpaka saa zile atakung'ata, ndio hasira zake zinaweza kupungua. Kwa hivyo pia sisi lazima tujue nyoka wetu ni namna gani na mahali tunatafuta kugonga kichwa iko upande gani, tusije tukaendea mkia alafu ndio baadaye anatuhangaisha kututafuta kutung'ata. Yes, lakini saa hizi sasa tunasema kwamba wakati wa kuzungumza, nafikiri tumezungumza ya kutosha. Hakuna kitu hatujambiana. Tumefanya kama ni elimu raia, tunaendelea kufanya na tumefanya pia kwa muda. Lakini hata kama tunafanya elimu raia, pia tunahitaji kuwa tunawapatia watu ni vipi tunaweza kuwa na tiba. Na tumejaribu kila mbinu. We have discussed a lot of things. Means and ways of bringing a change. We are faced with hard reality that we only have one, which it is by revolution. We can, sometimes we hold spaces, we go to those other spaces, big wig spaces. We see PhD holders coming in, LLBs, professors. They will talk in a very furnished languages, telling us about the constitutionalism and about the articles and the sabbaticals, but they cannot be put into practice, especially when you are dealing with a regime that itself, it does not honor or recognize the constitution. So I just get the news now. Nakwambia ile mambo tutajionea Kenya. So leo the High Court, is it High Court or Court of Appeal, imetoa order kustopisha the IBC commissioners. Those were supposed to be appointed. That is what is developing currently. Yeah. High Court stops the appointment of new IBC officials. So bado safari ni ndefu. We don't know who is playing behind. The systems are rotten to the core. Kidogo tulikuwa tumebakiwa na hiyo ilikuwa inaning'inia, but now tulikuwa tuna doubt kidogo whether bado inatusaidia, but now I think we are now convinced that yes, indeed Kenyans, we are left alone. So let's continue having this conversation and let's push the hashtag 1111 2024. It should be the beginning of a new wave of revolution. Boycott Safaricom. first. Boycotting Safaricom is not only for hashtag, but it is supposed to be reality. Kama unatumia line ya Safaricom, anza kufanya research, uangalie unataka kutumia which service provider. In essence, hata Safaricom imekuwa iko expensive for no reason, even wanatupatia poor services. Let's boycott it. It is the civic duty. When you boycott Safaricom, you stand against the oppressor. You continue transacting with Safaricom, you are helping the oppressor. So please, let's take sides. Let's stand in one unity. We are not conflicted. Sisi hatuna Safaricom, hatuna business ambao inatoshana Safaricom museme kwamba ati maybe because we want to compete. No, we don't have anything against Safaricom, but tunapigania to preserve our lives. Malia, do you have anything you need to add? And please, kama uko hapa, listeners, request the mic. Just come, we need collective voices. Nonini, unaweza kuja hata ukatusalimia, at least ukatuchangamsha kidogo. Umekuwa unatupatia energy katika hizi movement. Umetuchangamsha na genge tones kwa muda mrefu, na uko pia katika kutusaidia movement. Vile tunajua kwamba nyinyi ndio kioo ya jamii. You are our mirror. We appreciate you, bro. So kuja hata at least utusalimie kidogo. Then wengine request the mic. Tuweze tu kusalimiana. Tell us one word. What do you think we need to do? Even just one. We need collective voices in the movement. Japonji, you can add anything? Japonji, are you still there? Yes, Anthony, go ahead. Go ahead, Anthony.
Asante sana host Fabish, na salamu kwa wote ambao wanashiriki katika space hii ya leo popote mlipo, na ninakubaliana sana na mjadala wa leo ya kwamba cha muhimu kabisa ni kuboycott services za Safaricom vile imejulikana ya kwamba wanashirikiana na vitengo vya serikali. Hali ya Kenya iko na kiasi ya, nafikiria kama sijakosea, 35% na avenues zote ambazo zina function vizuri kabisa. Unaweza ukatransact pesa, unaweza ukafanya chochote ambacho unachotaka kutumia Airtel. Na tusichukue hii kama movement motion ya mwezi moja au mwezi miwili. Iwe ni systematic for as long as it lasts. Iwe ni mwezi mitatu, misita, watajua ya kwamba sisi raia ndio wenye wako na sauti na sisi ndio wakusema. So let us mobilize on this. Let us talk to one another. Let us highlight the fact that Safaricom is being used to bring down patriots, kufanyiwa mauaji, kushikwa, kuwa abducted, na kwa hivyo ni adui yetu kabisa. Ya pili ambayo ningependa kuchangia, umetusomea taarifa hapo fupi kuhusu IEBC, ya kwamba High Court imesimamisha uteuaji wa macommissioners. Kwa ukweli kabisa, kuna kesi ilikuwa kotini ambayo ilikuwa inahusu the selection panel ambayo ndio itafanya interviews za watu wale wataqualify kuwa kama commissioners. Na hiyo kesi ilipelekwa na Azimio la Umoja Kenya. Walipinga ile kiti moja kwa zile 9 ambazo ziko pale kwa selection panel. Walipinga ile nafasi ya 9 ya mwisho. Nafikiria hiyo ndio uamuzi wake. Koti pengine imetoa leo ya kwamba hiyo selection panel bado iko na tatizo. Na hii sasa ni ngumu sana, sababu ni vyama vyetu vya kisiasa, kesi kotini na kesi imetoa uamuzi wake. Mike hapo. Johnny Mwema. Mike hapo. Johnny Mwema.
Asante sana Anthony. Yes, that is the spirit. 1111, na asante sana kwa hiyo information na clarification ambao umetupatia. Hiyo ndio hiyo news ambayo tumepata from the High Court. So hata that small window period, with that small window ambayo tulikuwa tunafikiria we can use to recall, even if it is one member of parliament, it is now closed. What we are left with is only to go to the streets and continue with revolution. That is the only way that we are going to claim the power back. The fear should be gone, because we have a country and no one will fight for us if we don't stand for ourselves. To do this, we need collective voices. We need to join our voices, bring ideas, and then we continue to mobilize. 1111 is the beginning of new dawn, new era. So kindly request the mic, kuja utuambie, uchangie, give us your experience, give us your thoughts, your minds, because we need the collective voices. If you are a Kenyan in Kenya, if you are a Kenyan in diaspora, this country belongs to us, all of us. So we should continue agitating and say no to oppression, kidnappings, abductions, femicide that is happening in our country. Today there was a report from the DCI that in the last 3 months, 97 women and girls were killed. 97. So that translates to every day, every day, there is one woman that is being killed somewhere. It is not normal in a country like ours, that in a normal circumstances, it's not supposed to be in a war. So something is wrong somewhere. Yeah, so let's continue agitating and push the hashtag 1111 boycott Safaricom. 1111 boycott Safaricom. Don't forget that one. Kesho tutakuwa na posters, tutakuwa na we'll have posters ndio tuendelee kuspread, and we will be holding space every day until the 11th, so that we can continue coming in with different ideas and solutions on how we are going to do it, and also continue mobilizing. How we are going to mobilize? We are going to mobilize in every opportunity given, in our spaces, in our WhatsApp groups, in our area where we reside, in our places of work. You know, we are going to mobilize it. We just need to have that one unity. Daniel, karibu.
I'm glad you guys giving the space, the mic. To the issue of girls getting killed, like I think it's a pretty sick and twisted thing, but I think there might also be an attempt to kind of like the thing that made me like a bit sickened by it is that the politicians might start using that as a distraction. And I think because I saw it happening and I was like, these guys are going to jump on this as a narrative builder. And I think we should avoid that. I think whenever those guys get online and they start using it as some distraction, we should blast them because I think using people's lives should not become like a narrative builder. Those are like some of the I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. I just find some things sickening, like because I find politicians can use anything. So I think if we find those guys using it, it's because I'm sure some of the Akina Osoro, because there's some politicians that I've seen, they tend to have no shame and they have literally they have no gall for it. Like they don't feel anything, no matter how sensitive something is. So I think the guys like politicians like Inagonosoro should blast them if they dare try and use this as a narrative deflector. The other thing is that we were on TG's Tony Gashoga's space, and something came to light that was we hadn't realized before, Fabish, which is that the Constitution does not provide for us any avenue of actualizing public participation. Because I was listening to just so that we know the danger we're in. Our public participation means nothing. It is only a suggestion, which means no matter how much you participate, according to the law, the person you're giving that public participation to only has to note and show that you received it. They don't have to quantify it, they don't have to validate it, they don't even have to use it to make a decision. They just need to show that you said something, which means our public participation, which is what people are relying on, means nothing. It is only suggestions and noise. If you watched that lawyer Kanjama explaining the ruling the other day, you'd realize we've we were given it's like just to see how this government treats us like children. Walitupatia a shiny thing that we can't use, and then they keep blasting it on our faces. They don't need to use public participation. So this idea of public participation, unless we create a body that can be able to take public participation, which is what was suggested on the space, we have a movement body that can be able to receive public participation on behalf of the public that is legally accepted, like going on into the future, not just now, not that just for Ruto. Like we've realized we don't have a vehicle for public participation that means anything. If you wanted to hold public participation about, let's say, I don't know, IEBC, Adani, Ketraco, you have to go to your MP. Otherwise, there is nowhere else. And if your MP receives up, they don't even need to show that what the public participation was. You just need to show that people showed up, they said some things, and I noted them. Decision they went ahead to do anyway. I think those are the things that I realized. And so, Akina TG, they've decided we're going to form a body that does that, both technologically and legally. I'm done.
Yeah, thank you. Asante sana. Yes, Anthony.
Asante sana Fabish kunipatia mic mara nyingine. Ningependa tu kuchangia hiyo neno ambayo Daniel nafikiria ametujulisha hapo mbele kidogo. Hii ni kuhusu public participation. Kisheria, kusema ukweli, katika katiba 2010 raia tulipewa hiyo nafasi muhimu kabisa ya kwamba hakuna chochote ambacho kinaweza kikapitishwa bungeni kama sheria bila ya sisi kuhusishwa. Shida ni moja tu, sababu katiba iko broad. Ikishapitishwa katiba, inatakikana regulations zipitishwe na bunge, ambazo zinatakikana zingilie kwa undani public participation itafanywa kwa njia gani na matokeo yake itatumiwa kwa njia gani. Hiyo ndio kitu ambacho kinakosa. The law katika katiba iko, lakini regulations ya implement ndinakosekana. Ni kama ile 2/3 gender rule ambayo inasema kiasi fulani ya wabunge ama ambao wanaajiriwa na shirika vya serikali, sehemu fulani iwe wa baba, sehemu fulani wa mama. Iko katika katiba, lakini ile regulation ambayo ina guide kuimplement ndinakosea. Kwa hivyo jukumu letu kama wananchi ambao tunaadhirika na ukosefu ya hizi regulation pressure parliamentarians, ikiwa wote wa uchaguzi kama hawajatimiza regulations ambazo zinatupatia nafasi ile akiwazi, njia ile maono yetu itachukuliwa, na vile hiyo ndio itakuwa inaongoza utekelezaji wa against our parliamentary leaders, so that regulations are enacted and which place we the people at the top of all the activities of parliament, so that whatever it is they want to do, when we do public participation, it becomes clear that these are mandatory. They are not just advisory. Vile ambavyo itatoka kwa public participation, itawabidi ya kwamba waifuatilie. Hiyo ndio clarification nilitaka niongezee tu hapo juu ya mambo ya public participation. Asante sana Fabish.
Yeah, asante. Karibu wakati wowote. Usikae na hizo ideas uko nazo, maanake hizo ndio tunahitaji. Daniel, una kitu ya kuongezea?
No. I didn't want to derail I didn't want to derail the digress from what guys are saying. I just wanted to note that because it's a pretty big thing. It's a very big thing. If we look at it, the substance of it just means we have no power. So when we are told we are on our own, when you hear guys saying we are on our own, by then equally, like you're as a means of leaving us confused. But actually, it is an advantage, because what that means is that constitutionally speaking, we have unfettered powers, unrestricted. The very thing they used walikuwa wanataka kuitumia kutufanya wajinga, it means you're free to do whatever you want. You can remove parliament. That it is left blank like that means that there is no restriction. There's restriction on parliament, there's restriction on the president, there's restriction on the judiciary. There is no restriction on us, which means you have unfettered power. Only God is above you, because the constitution inasema Mungu ndio ako above it. Then we are above the constitution, and only God is above us. So the very trap they had set up is the very thing that gives us power. So we are absolutely unfettered power. There is no limit to what it can do.
Thank you, Daniel. Calvin.
Kwanza wacha nichukue shukurani kwa kazi ya and if they don't serve wananchi, what can we do? We must now take action. We must take that action.